Hi, I'm Chris from Duratech. Today I'm here at JJ Roofing and we're going to be installing a centre pivot pine roof window. As you can see from the box, the code for this roof window is DVX M4A. You don't necessarily need to learn the codes as the size is on the box. As you can see here, it's 78 by 98 centimetres. As you can see from the box, we have a central pivoting pine roof window, and this roof window can be installed between the pitches of 15 degrees and 90 degrees. Once you begin unpackaging the window, you'll find in the box the brackets, the handle and the fixings, and there'll also be some instructions for fitting the window. This timber batten here is just for protection and will need to be removed prior to installing the window. For now, however, we are going to use it as protection just as we lift the frame up. Before installing the roof window, you will need to remove the sash from the frame. In order to do this, flip the frame over onto its side, open up the sash. These pins then need to be pressed. This is the opportune moment to take the batten off the bottom of the roof window, as it can then be used to rest the sash on. If you just peel it back, they'll come off. Once the buttons on the hinges have been pressed in, you can then remove the sash. So in the box you'll find two pairs of hinges, the fixings for the hinges, a handle and the fixings for the handle. There's also a packer. As you'll see from the instructions, the brackets need to be installed 10 centimetres down and there's a little groove where they just slot into. And then repeat the process for the other three brackets, two on the bottom, two on the top. So all we've done here is we've cut back the battens, folded the felt over and stapled it back to make it nice and neat. Next we're going to bring the frame through. We're going to bring it through sideways, and if you have your handles slots down to the bottom, you know you got it right way up. There's little slots on the hinges, so you know it's gone in the right way. So you want to have a tolerance of between 40 and 60 millimetres, and you want that on both sides. So once you've ensured that the frame is level, it can then be fastened to the battens. Don't quite fasten the screw all the way in, as you will want to adjust it just before for the final fix. And then simply do the same at the top. So once you're happy everything's square and level, you can tighten up the screws. So the next step is to put the handle on. As this is the slim frame, the handle's not pre-fitted. However, with all the other sizes, it will be already pre-installed. You'll notice that it's already pre-drilled, so it's fairly obvious where it should go. So next you want to bring the sash through sideways on, and then you can put the hinges in one at a time, being sure not to bang the frame on the way out. So once you've got the hinges in place, all you need to do is rotate it around and you'll hear 2 clicks, and that's the hinges locking in. Once the sash is in situ, all you need to do is open it up, bring it back down slowly, then check your daylight gap just to ensure that everything's level. So now all you want to do is close the window back over and then just check the gap at the side is consistent all the way up. So now that we know the window's fitted correctly, what we want to do is take the sash out just so we can finish the external work. What you do, open the window back through, push the small buttons in once again on either side, and then the sash will come out. Next we're going to be installing the RUC underfelt collar. It's sold separately to the roof window and it's designed to significantly reduce the installation time. So once you've opened it up, you'll notice that the hole is already cut out for this. All you then need to do is stretch it around the corners of the frame. So all we've done here is we've loosened off this button so that we can tuck the collar underneath. Okay, so all we're going to do now is the same as at the bottom, just loosen off these screws so that you can put the collar under the button. Cut the collar where appropriate, just to make sure it tucks under nicely. So next, just cut the collar, tuck it underneath the slot and then fasten it underneath the batten. Next, you can cut off any excess that you don't need when fastening it to the frame. Next, we want to staple the underfelt collar to the frame just so that it doesn't move when we want to cut out for the battens. Next, we just want to cut the underfelt collar around the batten. Next, simply fasten the collar to the frame. Next, we're going to install the tile flashing kit. That's denoted by the T on the code. The M4A describes the window size like previous, and the size again, 78 by 98 centimeters. So next we're going to be installing the tile flashing kit. All the parts are numbered between 1 and 7, as you can see here. Number 1, simply line up with the pre-drilled holes, hold it in place, then using number 2, you can get it locked in before you fix it, just using the 2 pushing slots there. Then simply fasten to the frame using the small grey screws in the flashing kit. So once number 1 and 2 are fixed in place, you can then mould number 1 around your tiles. It's quite easy to do, just push it in with your thumb. Next we're going to fit the side pieces, which are number 3. If you just slide these down the side, there's a small flap. You just push it through there. Just slide down into that small notch there. Then using this clasp on the side, just to secure. Using the tacks and the small clips provided in the box, use those to secure. Make sure you do this for each batten on both sides. So next we're going to put the tiles on. We've actually denibbed this one just so that it can rest over the foam. This tile will be sitting roughly here. And so what we're going to do is just make a short notch with our knife so we know where to cut it. Then leaving more foam at the bottom than at the top. Just cut down. So you want just enough foam so that the tile compresses the foam but doesn't hold the tile off. And once you find that balance, simply fasten it on. So next we're going to be installing part number 4. This is quite simple. There's a small notch at the bottom here that fits into this notch also. It can be lined up quite easily with the pre-drilled holes. So if you just hold back the rubber, being sure not to crush it when you're screwing it in. And then we'll just repeat for the other side. So next we have number 5. These just go here using the small hole. And you're just going to fasten it straight onto there, pulling it tight with that side. Again, same for the other side. Next we have number 6. This is just the top piece. There's 2 pre-drilled holes just either side. So this just sits on and it will rest on its own. Then using the pre-drilled holes as the guide, fasten it in and then repeat from the other side. This is the final piece of the flashing kit, number 7. This just slots on top. It can be a little bit tricky just to get it in all the different slots. So there's 2 runners on either side that you need to align it with. There's also this top part here, and then these small clips at the side. You just want to bend the ends out a tiny bit, just so they go into these small clip outs. Everything fit into place. You can then bend those round. Okay, so finally, if you just put the sash back in, one hinge at a time. Finally, if you put the window back into the frame, securing each hinge individually, once again you'll hear the 2 clicks. Finished. And so that is how you install a M4 window using a tile profile flashing. The last thing to do is just take off the wax strips.